Welcome to Surviving Roots, the podcast where we navigate the messy, beautiful work of healing and growth. I'm your host, Carrie Fund, and this is your space to breathe, reflect, and find strength. Whether you're breaking free from old patterns, healing from loss, or rebuilding your story one small step at a time, you're in the right place. So take a deep breath, give yourself this time, and let's uncover the tools to move forward with courage. This podcast is for you. Rachael Potash is a lifestyle and beauty creator who helps women over 40 feel seen, confident, and hopeful again. After becoming a widow at 40, she rebuilt her life, found love again, and turned her story of starting over into a thriving community across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Through fashion, beauty, and storytelling, Rachael shares the honest in-between moments of motherhood, blended family life, and midlife reinvention with a voice that's warm, funny, and deeply relatable. Welcome to Surviving Roots, Rachael. I'm so happy to be speaking with you today.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
I have been a big fan. I don't know how we connected. I just started following you on Instagram. I think a video popped up and I was like, who is this woman? And I need to meet her.
Oh, I think it has to do with like our location for some reason.
Yeah.
Because you were in Miami and I'm in Boca, so I think somehow we got connected in the algorithm that way, maybe. I don't
Yeah. I love your content. You're truly an inspiration. I'm so happy to have you here today. We are going to dive into motherhood, loss, new beginnings, your social media, and I'm making time for some rapid fire questions because everyone that's listening, you want to follow Rachael for your must do's and must haves, especially if you're in your 40s, but also to remind yourself what you should probably be doing in your 20s and 30s.
know. Agree.
So I'm so excited. Let's dive in. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So can you just share with everyone that's listening? Can you share a little bit about who you are today? Mom, creator, the journey, like what journey brought you here?
Sure. So, yes, I'm a mom. I have two daughters. One is 12, the other is 15. And I'm also a bonus mom. I have four stepkids. Two of them are in college. One of them is a senior in high school. And then, oh, all of those are girls, by the way. And then I have a 9-year-old stepson. So I have a son I never had, essentially, which is pretty cool. Um, and how I got here, I mean, I've always been a lover of fashion and beauty and all of that. But my life has really given me many challenges. So I decided a long time ago that when I started my social media journey, that it was not going to only be about fashion and beauty and all of those things that I love so much because it felt very, very shallow to me.
Mhm.
Not that if another creator, if that's all they post about, I'm not saying that they're shallow. I just have a lot of depth and a lot of lessons that I've been taught through my experiences that I feel I must share. Like it's almost like my duty to share them.
Love
Um,
you.
when I was about 20 years old, I found my father dead. So that was really my first kind of meeting with death. Um, that was very traumatic for me. He had an accident and he fell unexpectedly, and I found him. And then, like a couple years later, my first husband and we were pregnant, and I heard the heartbeat. And then I went back for another checkup, and there was no heartbeat. And so I had a miscarriage, and it was early. It wasn't like a late term thing, but it was like almost this like trauma that had resurfaced from losing my dad, and probably a lot of things that I never dealt with from his death kind of resurfaced then in that trauma. And I also had to do IVF, which is a whole another thing. And then a couple years after that, my husband got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and he lived for 5 years. And my life was devoted to taking care of him and my daughters. And then after 5 years, he passed away. And that's the culmination of who I am today and why I share the things that I share. In the beginning, I shared a lot about being a caregiver and what it was like to be a young caregiver. And I didn't really have anybody I could relate to. And then after he passed away, and after I met Adam, my husband now, I really felt that I didn't want to talk about the grief piece anymore. I didn't want to be sad. So I decided that I was going to pivot my social media and talk about really focus on starting over and what that's like instead of living in the past and grieving or sharing my grief. I chose not to do that anymore.
Okay. Okay. Wow. I mean, on so many levels, I can relate to you in some ways, and in so many levels, I am even more inspired by you than what I even see and know from social media. I mean, coming from a traumatic childhood and seeing my parents handle certain things, I applaud you for the woman and the mother that you are because, um, you know, my mother went through a lot, but she carried that grief and shared her pain with me a lot, and she didn't get out of bed a lot. And I just applaud you. I find women like you so inspiring, not only for yourself and rewriting your story and believing and trusting in love again, but just the way you show up for yourself, your family, and your kids. And for people who can't do math, 4 + 2 is 6. We are
Yes.
talking about 6 children here.
Yeah.
Even if you're in college, there's still, like we were just talking earlier before that we started, like little tabs open. There's still people that you think and worry about. So 6 children, that's amazing. You're like the modern day Brady Bunch, but
Yes, we
with
are.
stylish and fabulous, living in Boca.
Thank you. Yeah, it's we've had like television producers. We were gonna have our own show once. We didn't have enough drama though. So
Yeah, well, I mean, that's good.
yes, exactly. And we were not wanting to create it.
Yeah. I can relate to you so much. It's sort of eerie. My father had a fall 3 years ago and is pretty handicapped now. He survived the fall, but I'm his temporary caregiver. So that caregiving role, in addition to trying to take care of yourself and raise children, how did you balance it? How did you balance everything?
It was very hard.
Yeah,
I think balance is also just a really difficult thing in general. Like when you forget even the caregiving part, but just balancing life as a mom and as a working mom, and even a mom who doesn't leave the house and have a 9 to 5, she's still working.
yeah,
There's just, I think that that time of my life, something that I took away from it was just learning how to take care of myself.
yeah,
So when a spouse becomes sick, you are really forced to look at your own health and your own mortality as well. And that was really when I decided, wow, I'm going to be the only one to take care of our daughters. And I need to be strong mentally because he was not. I
hmm,
need to be strong physically and I need to get it together.
yeah.
And I just think, I don't know, I just like put blinders on and just was aggressive in everything I did.
Yeah. I mean, do you think balance truly exists? I'm not so sure. Like, I mean, I like to believe in the concept of balance. I think it's sort of maybe like a roller coaster. Some days are better than others in terms of like trying to balance it all. I was talking to somebody the other day and they were sharing, like, we all sort of become programmed to think that, like, in motherhood and parenting and trying to juggle it all, there's just this suffering. But maybe if we think of the suffering in a better way, like a more positive way, um,
Yeah.
maybe it could make life a little easier.
Yeah. I think also like taking the responsibilities off your plate that are not necessarily the most important. Like, I think we are always, as mothers, we are stressing about sometimes things that really don't matter in like the big picture. And I think that if we could, A, give ourselves grace
Hmm.
and B, not sweat the small stuff, I think we would find balance a much easier way.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I'd like to know, so when my daughter was 2 months old, my husband was diagnosed with cancer, and he battled it for almost 5 years.
I did not know this.
We have so much in common. I don't share that a lot. But my children are 10 and 7. And now that my daughter's getting old enough, I think one day she overheard me say something about cancer, just a friend on the phone. And I like sort of like not lied, but sort of, because I just have never told them that. She was 2 months old and my son wasn't even born. Um,
Wow.
but I wanted to know, like, how did you talk to your daughters about just, we don't even have to be specific about, their dad, but just in general with life now, because I think anytime a family or someone is hit with um, a terminal illness or a disease like cancer, it leaves a scar. It did for me. It leaves a scar that you now, it's like a new trigger. Like, things happen in life. Now you know that, like, you're not like, anything can happen in life. Like, you're not like, oh, it happened to them. It happened to them. Like, once it knocks on your door, like, you realize how fragile life is. I
Yeah.
haven't gotten to that conversation yet with my kids. I know I will one day. But how do you talk to your kids about um, either the illness with their dad or just in general, like health and illness and like embracing life?
It's a part of my everyday.
Yeah.
So for years, my husband, his name was Jordan.
Mhm.
He asked me not to tell the girls that he had cancer. So I would say for 4 out of the 5 years, the girls did not know that their dad was sick.
Okay.
So that was a little bit of a contentious conversation between he and I because I felt like after he was gone, I was going to have to really pick up these pieces and
Mhm.
these missing pieces for them and these holes in life. And finally, in the last year, I said, I feel that it is my duty as their mother to tell them the truth. And so, like to answer your question, for a long time, I wasn't honest. He thought they were too young and he didn't want them to see him that way. And then I think with children, really being honest is the best,
The best.
even if it hurts, even if it's hard, because deep down, they know.
Yeah.
They know if something's wrong. And I think that they were probably relieved when I told them because they were wondering, why is daddy always sleeping? Why is daddy always laying on the couch? Why can't daddy do this? Why is daddy wearing a neck brace? Why is dad in the hospital? Why are the paramedics at our house? I mean, it was just like thing after thing after thing. And now I really do come from a place of like, I'm just so happy to wake up every day and be alive because I have come so close to death, not once, but
Yeah.
twice. And I really try to instill that in my daughters, although I don't know that as teenagers that they really comprehend it.
Yeah.
When you're a teen, you just like say la
I
vie.
I'd like to think, yeah, exactly. I think maybe, those little particles are absorbed somehow, maybe subconsciously,
Yeah.
which, can make kids more resilient
Yes.
and, better prepared just for life. Has sharing your story, even as for the brief time that you did, has sharing publicly and talking on your platforms, has it helped you with healing and just, moving forward each day?
Yeah, it's helped me. It has helped me a lot, I think, because there were times where I felt very alone and
Hmm.
I felt like nobody could understand me and they couldn't. And I don't want anybody. I honestly don't want anybody to understand me. But if I could be that person that I needed, that's kind of where I come from. So,
Yeah.
like, if you feel like you want to, have a happy day, like that's okay. And if you want to have a day where you're laying in bed and you don't want to get out, I just want to be that person
Yeah.
for someone else.
Yeah. I think that's great. You know, I always say, like, I never used to talk about the things that I talk about now, the estrangement with my mother and trauma, but it's almost like, gosh, if you can inspire one person, that I think back, like, gosh, my mom could have been that one person that was inspired, and I could have had like a different childhood, and she could have had a different life. So it's like just the idea of even inspiring one person. It doesn't seem that big when like everyone's always focused on social media and numbers and followers, but like, you know, whether you have 100 people listening to you or 1 million, put 100 people in a room, put 10 people in a room. I mean,
Totally.
it's amazing. It really is. So like even one person is amazing. You know what I mean? I mean, you inspire me, so
Well, thank you.
you really do.
Yeah.
I just love how you show up. You are so funny. Some of my favorite clips are like just getting ready with you.
Yes.
Even though I keep telling myself, okay, get out of the sweats or the workout clothes after you're done working out, Carrie, put on a little lip gloss, do some things that Rachel's doing. I just keep looking at the videos. I haven't accomplished that yet, but I'm getting inspired from this podcast. I will. But I also love when you and your husband are like, I mean, he's a big social media person too. He's like in the background with his like health and fitness and like,
Yes.
how is it being like a social media power couple?
It's really funny actually because we always say to each other, like, nobody else could deal with the other one
Yeah.
because we just are doing the same thing. Obviously his business is different than mine, and I show up in his videos sometimes and he shows up in mine, but we just are, it's really funny, honestly.
I mean,
We
I love
love-
it. It's like my husband sometimes will walk in from work and he's just like the tripod in the middle of the room, or I'm
Yeah.
like he's like, can you just get off social media? He's like anti content creating, anti like social media.
Why?
He just doesn't care about any of it. So he just thinks
Yeah.
it's like if we're in a restaurant, he's like, can I take a bite, or are you going to take a picture of this? Or if he has my phone out, he's like, stop thinking of your POVs and your hooks and just be in the moment.
Yeah, I get that. And there's times where Adam's like that too, because
Yeah,
I just think we're a creative type. We're
yeah,
we're creative, and as like I consider myself a lifestyle influencer or a lifestyle content creator. So for me, life is content.
yeah,
Everything is content.
yeah.
And I love creating. So it's the way it
I,
is.
I love watching your morning routine videos, like up before dark at 6 a.m. And like you truly show the extent of what it's like being a working mom with kids, trying to fit in a workout, doing some skincare, self care, getting kids, people out the door.
Yes.
You really, you are quite authentic on social media. How is it filming those?
Well, it's a lot better now that I don't really show my kids.
Okay.
So I would say a couple of years ago, I was like showing the kids. And then just like recently, like I stopped doing vlogs and I was like, I really like doing vlogs. And maybe they're not like the most successful thing on my page, but I do believe that vlogs are a really good way to learn more about the person that you follow
Right.
and get a glimpse into their like real life, like not me sitting in front of the mirror doing my makeup or me like trying on clothes and doing outfits, but like me as a mom and me as a wife. And um, it's a lot better because the kids don't feel pressure. They really don't like being on. And if they want to be on, they'll say, "Oh, I'll let me say this to your followers or whatever." But it's pretty funny because I'm walking around with a tripod and I basically know like what I want to shoot, so it's always pretty quick.
Yeah. Are you pretty organized with your life? Like, do you have scheduled days? Like, do you schedule like your workouts? Like, is that like a priority? That's like a non negotiable for you? Like, what are your non negotiables and how do you schedule your day? Um, like, do you have content creating days? Like, do you stick to a pretty rigid schedule, or are you just like, what am I doing today? Like, after the morning routine is over?
I wish I could sit here and say I'm very scheduled, but I'm not. And I
Yeah.
never have been. It's like
Yeah.
my down. It's the worst thing about me is I'm so like fly by the seat of my pants. My content could probably be so much better if I actually like planned it. Um, I would say my non-negotiables are definitely working out,
Mhm.
either walking on the treadmill or doing some sort of class. I just started doing Pilates. I mean, I've been doing Pilates for years, but right now I'm going with this one instructor that I love, and I do that once a week, and I know that that's my time. We do workouts at home. We also go to a studio. Adam and I go together on Friday mornings and work out.
Amazing.
So that's pretty non-negotiable for me is the working out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. And with sharing your life and stuff like that online, how do you handle criticism? How do you handle criticism when like still staying grounded in your truth and being authentic? Do you have thin skin?
I definitely did, but I think that I have much thicker skin now. I mean, a couple years ago, I made a vlog about how I send my kids to sleepaway camp,
Hmm.
and it went viral. And like, I was interviewed by People and all these different publications. And people were really, really mean. How could I send my kids away for 7 weeks? That's horrible. I don't love them. I mean, it was like so wild. Um, so I think because there was like so much backlash, it almost like did the opposite to me, where I was like, this is so stupid. People are crazy. Like it it almost makes me realize how small-minded people are,
Yeah.
that and I think that's the thing about social media is you get to see different people's worlds and you have different views. And so most people are really not open-minded. And I'm
Yeah.
just thankful that I am an open-minded person.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've had a lot of friends where I grew up, like you just didn't do sleepaway camps. I didn't even know about like these big sleepaway camps. Honestly, even when I lived in New York for 15 years, I didn't have kids yet, but until I moved to Miami, I didn't even know about like sleepaway camps. Like it's so interesting. I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet, but I have friends that sometimes they go for 1 week, 2 weeks, and then there's these amazing camps where the kids will go for
Yeah.
7 weeks. It sort of looks like those movies that I used to watch, like
Yeah,
what
it's
is
like Parent Trap.
Parent Trap, yeah.
Yeah. That's my daughter's favorite movie.
Oh my God, I know. It's
Yeah.
actually sort of mine too. My daughter is like obsessed with it, so we've been watching it a lot. um, okay, so I just want to do some rapid fire stuff because I find your content so like insightful. You share so many great things. What are the must-have skin or beauty products in your 40s for everyone listening? Like, what are like I know you try a lot because you
Yeah.
also or do all these reveals and unboxings, but what are like your must-have that you have like that you won't swap out?
Do you want me to show them to you? I'm at my vanity. Okay.
It's like a live Rachel Instagram reel.
Okay, so this foundation, this is from Natasha Denona. This is her new High Glam foundation. I love it. I love, 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 love. Like, I don't know how I could swap this for anything. I love
Okay,
it. Yeah,
taking notes.
beautiful. Little bit, more coverage, but it's gorgeous. Um, what else do I love, 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 love? Oh, okay. This is my favorite or one of my favorite lip glosses. This is from Kosas. The shade is Malibu. It's like the perfect pretty pink. It's not too sparkly. It's not too dark. It's beautiful. Um, and that's all I love this lip liner. This is from Rhode, which I think you would kind of think is like more like a younger
Yeah.
line. But this is a really beautiful lip liner that just like very easily you can, it's just really, really nice. This is the shade Press. But those are like some of my favorite things
Your
right
favorite? And what's like one of your what are like okay, we're in our 40s. I mean, how old are you? I'm 47.
now. I'm 46.
46. So
Yes.
people all the time are like, what are your anti-aging secrets? What would you say is your biggest anti-aging secret? Maybe that's helped you age so gracefully and well. Like, have you been doing something since your 20s and 30s or something new, whether it's a treatment or a product?
So, I mean, I do Botox. I've been doing Botox probably since I'm 35. And I do think that I have less wrinkles because I've been doing it.
Yeah.
maybe not. I don't know. So that's something that I do. I also just recently did the craziest
What? This is what I want. Tell me.
salmon sperm injections.
Did you? Oh my
My
gosh. See,
face.
I bought a product that you can apply topically, but I'm so scared, but I'm dying to know. Okay, tell us
I
about
thought
this.
it was just incredible. Incredible. I did it when Adam was away because I heard that your skin, like your skin looks very bumpy after she does injections literally all over the face. And it
Okay.
hurt like hell. I'm not gonna lie. I was numb and I still felt it hurt.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it hurt. But my skin healed so quickly. I would say within like a day, it was just gorgeous.
So
Like
what do these human sperm injections do?
it's not actually the salmon sperm. That's like I feel like the marketing term for it. It's like the some sort of DNA from the salmon. I don't know, something like that. Um,
Okay.
it's good for texture. It's good for hyperpigmentation. It's good for hydration. So I'm going back soon. I have to do another two treatments, but I noticed a huge difference after the first. I've also done Therapy Prime,
Mhm.
which have you heard of that?
Yeah.
So I did that, and I that is basically supposed to be like a facelift from within. And my mom says she thinks that I look much more, I don't know,
Ooh.
like
Taking
snatched
notes.
there. Um, but ultimately, I think the biggest thing for me, as far as like anti-aging goes, I eat a certain way and I'm a very scheduled eater in that I do intermittent fasting. And I
Mhm.
feel like that is very good for me. Like
Okay.
I just think because my body knows when it's going to get food and like I don't know, I just think like having a schedule and like not eating all the time all day long, like that's not good for me.
Yeah.
I think that that helps. So
I think that would be good in general for anyone. That's very interesting. That's great. Um, I have to look into this salmon DNA stuff. I'm
yes.
looking at it, but I don't really know, except for my one cousin in Atlanta. I don't know anyone that's done it. So I've just been so curious. Oh,
I'll
that's
put
amazing.
you in touch with my person. It's kind of on the down low from what I'm
Yeah.
not really supposed to say that it's injected. I know like people do it on facials, but like I want like the real deal,
Yeah.
you know.
No, real deal. Real deal. Real deal. And lifestyle and wellness tips. So you are consistently, you work out. Um,
Yes.
do you do any, the wellness industry is so huge. And if you open up Instagram, everyone is talking about they're meditating or they're journaling or ayahuasca or they're
Yeah.
going and under the moon and hopping like a
Or
kangaroo.
Ozempic?
Everyone has all of their things. Do
Right.
you lean into any kind of, I don't know, wellness mindset stuff?
That's not me.
Yeah.
I'm just not, I mean, you know, I do see a functional medicine doctor, and
Mhm.
so I do take supplements, and the reason why I have started doing that is really because of my age. Like I'm definitely in perimenopause, have not had my period in months, and recently had my blood work done. I have very low thyroid, so I started taking thyroid medicine. So I'm definitely leaning more into the supplement space,
Yeah.
but that's really it. And like the intermittent fasting.
You go into this stuff that has like track records and proven results, not the hypotheticals. You want to see the lab results, you want the supplements, you want to see the results. I can totally respect that. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything is based off of my blood work.
Yeah.
No, like I'm not just taking anything to take it. Like I
Yeah.
don't even really use protein powders or anything. I don't really put powders and things. It's just not me.
Yeah.
I like food.
I think that, yeah, I think that's great. I think it's like each their own. I honestly cringe when I open up social media and you see like the Russian model that's 28. This is what I eat in a day to get like my stomach look like this. I was like,
But
sweetie, my stomach looked like that too at 28 years old.
I also think that a lot of that, and I think this is what's so important, especially for you, because you have younger kids. How old are
Yeah.
your kids?
Almost 8 and 10.
Okay. Um, is really talking to our kids about saying, hey, you know, this is fake.
Yeah.
A lot of what these girls are doing, it's a shtick, which is fine.
Yeah.
But we have to know that it's probably not real,
Yeah.
and it's their shtick, and that's what we have to teach our kids. And
Yeah.
so for you, especially since you have an 8 and 10-year-old, I think it's really important.
Oh yeah, I'm super strict. As much as I'm on social media, like my kids are not on social media. They don't have access to it. They don't watch it. Um, I
Yeah.
like to call myself a recovering helicopter mom, but I'm pretty much a helicopter. I think that's just, I call
Well,
myself a recovering perfectionist, but I'm still a perfectionist. I'm just not as insane about it. I do allow myself like some freedom, but yeah, I'll be a helicopter mom if that just means my kids' like mental and physical well-being is,
you're allowed to be a helicopter mom for social media.
yeah.
Trust me, coming from someone who gave their kids phones way too early
Okay.
and social media way too early, please be a helicopter mom.
Okay, so this is important because you have older kids now. So what would you say to everyone listening? Like, what did you see that now looking back that you that not regrets because everything's a lesson, but what did you see?
Oh,
What
I
were the
regret it. I mean, I never would have given them phones as young as I did.
okay?
No,
And what age was that? Like,
I mean, I think my little one had a phone at 8.
okay. I mean, you do, the thing is you can't like how old are they now?
So Simone is 12 and
Yeah.
Leah is 15. She's getting her driver's permit.
Oh my gosh. But my point is like we didn't start really hearing about this stuff like till 2 years ago. So it's like,
Yeah.
you
The social media is really, really hard. I think I can't speak for boys, but what I can say for girls is like, remember when it was really hard in middle school and like you felt left out and there was a fight. It's like now everything is so much more heightened because of social media. Like the kids are posting about, their so and so's at this bat mitzvah and I wasn't invited, or they all got together and I wasn't there. I mean, it's really hard
yeah,
because it doesn't just end in school anymore.
yeah,
It doesn't.
it doesn't.
And it's even more important to talk about having confidence and how your body is perfect the way you are. And especially like for me, who I grew up with pretty much an almond mom and an almond grandmother, I'm trying, if they want, sweets, or I say, okay, because I don't want them to get a complex.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Really
100%. When I had eating disorders my whole life. I think I was on my first diet at 8, but I just remember like having my secret, like behind my bedroom door, it was like Kate Moss, Claudia Schiffer. I had access to like
hard.
magazines like Teen Vogue. I can't imagine being a child and having access to social media where there are filters and AI and like that, looking at my mental like voice of reasoning of the standards of beauty or what a kid should be or act like. So it's just a no go for me. And you know what, it's still, kids still talk. I mean, my heart was broken months ago this summer when my daughter's like, what's thigh gap? And I was like, went right back to my young self, and I
Yeah,
was like, who the f is talking about thigh gap at 10 years old? So
that's
I realized, I can't control the world. I can't control the parents and of what
no,
their kids are exposed to. But like you said, I am activating all of those inner tools in my kids: confidence, self worth. I mean, I just said to my daughter yesterday, because we were at this new school that's really huge academics. It's a huge step from where we came from. And she's a smart, straight A student, but she's struggling with the idea of like everyone at this school is like seems perfect and brilliant and everyone's so determined and everyone's an artist or athletic. Like it's like everyone is just determined to succeed. And I had to say with her, like, your worth is not attached to any of this stuff: your grades, the tennis trophies, the friendships. Like, you are born like completely worthy, 100% worthy. Like, you just need to know that, like, from the beginning, that you're completely worthy, and all this other stuff is just like decorations. It's just added decorations. um But yeah, I mean, I think it's hard. It's hard parenting today.
It's really hard,
It really is.
especially to like, you know, a lot of the kids who know my girls follow me.
Yeah.
And so I really had to, like I said, shift a lot of the topics that I talk about. And that's why I really want to focus more on resilience
Hmm.
and strength and less on the grief. And, I do not want to make my girls sad when they go online. I want them to feel empowered.
Yeah.
Um, for some people, that might seem really insensitive, that maybe I'm not honoring my late husband, or maybe I'm glamorizing becoming a widow. But that's really more a reflection, I think, of the person who would think that,
One hundred.
because there's so many people that have reached out to me that said, my mom was a widow and I wish that she would have met someone. I wish my mom would have chosen love again.
Yeah.
And it's just it's offering a different perspective.
Yeah.
And I grieve the loss of Jordan every single day. I don't need to share that with
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
I share what I want to share with you and with them and with my followers.
Yeah.
And I don't need to prove anything to anybody.
And I think that's a beautiful lesson that you're teaching your girls. Also, I think you, in my opinion, I think you're honoring your late husband by living your life and taking care of you so you can take care of your kids. Like living your life, like our kids. I always tell my husband, bigger kids, bigger problems. Like we have
No.
to prepare our kids for everything, and I think being a great mentor and role model is the best way to honor him. I mean, I think what you're doing is inspiring. And I think anyone that has any criticism or hate is it's always just self reflection. It's coming from a place, you know?
Oh, and I got a lot of that.
Yeah.
A
I mean,
lot.
I would almost take it as a compliment, as hard as it may be, that you're reaching people, you're hitting a nerve that maybe, hopefully, it will trigger them to sort of take a look and have some self awareness. Sometimes maybe not, but maybe you don't always have to inspire people and have a positive reaction. Sometimes the negative reaction can sit with them and be like, I don't know, why did that bother me so much, or
It's
why
true.
am I not doing something like that? Not everything has to come from a positive. Um, you
I
know,
never thought about it like that. That's
yeah,
interesting.
has to. Yeah. You're doing great, sweetie. Just keep it up.
So it's like that sound like from Chris Jenner. Have you heard it? You're
No,
doing amazing, sweetie. You know
really?
the one I'm talking about? It's so cute. I'll send it to you.
No, you are doing great. I would love to know um what is one thing that helps you feel confident? Since we're talking about confidence in kids, I mean, I feel like we have to own these things for ourselves so we can teach them. For everyone listening, especially, if you would have told me in my 20s and 30s, I would probably be the most confident, the most like give zero fucks, the most just living for myself in my mid 40s, I would have thought you were freaking crazy. Like,
Totally.
where does your confidence come
100%.
from?
Gosh, that is so true. I look back on my 20s. I was so insecure.
Yeah,
I was so scared of what everybody thought. I think what gives me confidence is just really focusing on myself.
yeah, it's true.
Really focusing on myself and not feeling bad about it, not apologizing for it, and just owning my desire to take care of me so that I can take care of everybody else. I'm not saying that I'm great at it all the time, but when I am, I am.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's almost like realizing, okay, wait, you know what? I'm feeling really tired today, or, something's off right now, or I just really need to lay down.
Yeah,
Because, it's like my husband has energy. I don't know if your husband's like this too, but like my husband has so much energy.
so
He's
much.
always moving and like
My
I
husband's 9 years older than me, and he has so much energy. Like the other day, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even have time." Like I'm pretty a perfectionist, but I was like, "I have to run. I have this. I'm late for the Zoom." And the kitchen was a mess from like breakfast routine. And he had like this huge meeting. He was running out the door, and it probably cleaning up the kitchen that morning probably would have taken like 20 minutes. I came home from my meeting, and I was like, I called him. I was like, "Did you clean the kitchen?" He was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "How did you have time to do that? You were walking out the door." And he was like, "Nothing is a big deal, Carrie." And I'm just like, I don't, and he runs companies and stuff, and he's like got all these tabs open in his at mine, and I'm just like, how does he do that?
yeah.
And he always makes me
How
upset.
long have you been married? How long have you been married?
We have been married 13 years this month, and together 17, 18.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's see, when I see couples that are married for a long time, I love that.
yeah.
It's because that's really special. I mean, Jordan and I were married for over 10 years.
Wow. Yeah, yeah,
And we were a happily married couple.
yeah,
We wouldn't have ever gotten divorced or I don't know, maybe, who knows, but we were happy, so I just feel like I had that all like ripped away from me,
yeah,
like that was hard. It's like you have to grieve your old life.
yeah. You really do. You really do. You have to like grieve it. And I don't know if it's like sort of having tough love with yourself and acceptance. I think of my mother when I say this because she never remarried. My parents got divorced when I was very young, and neither one of them remarried. They've spent my whole life hating each other, still even in court battles, even like as of like 2 years ago. And
Wow.
I haven't even seen or spoken to each other in decades. Just two people who hate each other so much. I just think to myself, like, just she's always just her grief has been her best friend. She's chosen her grief over even her kids. So it's
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I find you so inspiring because you've experienced loss more than once,
Yeah.
and you have continued to write your story, and you
I
continue to
guess
write.
loss can make you bitter or better.
Oh, I love that.
And I am choosing better
Yeah.
always.
And that reminds me of something I always like to tell my kids, like we become the choices that we make. They might not
Yeah.
always be easy choices. They might not always be like feel fair choices and like you can't make sense of them choices. But we're dealt with these cards and we still become the choices. We become the hand that we play. And I think that's right. And you've made great choices that you're just always reaching towards betterment.
That's so nice. Thank
You
you.
really are. Well, I'm so happy for your time today, and I'm grateful. This episode is just loaded with so many insights and inspiring things to make others feel better and look better and be better and choose better
And not feel bad about it.
and not feel bad about it. Yeah, that
Oh.
is, I don't know what whoever, we always say, well, they say this and they say that. I'm like, who cares who they are? Like, how do you feel? How do you want to be? So, um, where can everyone find you at?
So I'm on Instagram under Rachael Potash. It's Rachael. So I spell it a little differently. I'm also on TikTok, same handle, and I'm also on YouTube.
You're everywhere.
Believe it or not. You can
Yeah,
also shop all my outfits and makeup and all that stuff on LTK under Rachel, Rachaelp. I'm also on Shop My, same name.
I love it. I love it.
There I
Thank you
am.
so much, Rachel, for today. I love chatting with you.
Thank you so much. Me too.
Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of Surviving Roots. I hope it gave you something meaningful to carry with you. Let's keep this conversation going. Find me on Instagram at carrie.fund, where I'll share more from the show. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs it. And remember, we are the choices that we make.